Hey guys, just want to give you guys a FireYourBossV2 update. Today I've actually manually closed some trades to minimize risk on Euro Aussie, just in case the gap closes. But that doesn't mean that we're exiting, positions over there. Basically, what I've done is I have closed out some bigger positions, and that has enabled it to re-enter on a fresher slate, so it doesn't have to go all the way to 0.27 necessarily. And so we have two positions running right now. So this will enable us to exit, these positions later on to minimize the risk. And even if the gap closes up again, which it may or may not, because in the past few weeks we have learned that gaps, although the gaps do close over time, but they don't close immediately. They may close within like 2 weeks. So that's a very good example of the USD JPY. By the way, USD JPY is also, rocking it because like finally it has bridged some gap over here. And but because of a low exposure, I'm just gonna let the EA, the trailing stop take care of it for the higher positions, and that's fine. It really took a lot of time for it to close though, because the gap took place, way back in, I think it was last week. Let's drop down to the H1, you can see it. So there was a gap right there, okay? See that between the 91, this one, that gap? And that's finally been closed. It took a very long time to close, finally it's been closed. So floating loss is down a lot, and overall profit, right, the lifetime profit is up a lot as well. You can check this out on the FX book, and as a matter of fact, you can also check it out on, I'm going to be showing you like behind the scenes, like how the individual accounts are doing as well. Okay, so this is FX book, and we're going to go and check it out. Today I closed some. I think this is probably due to interest and swaps and whatever. This one is 10.19. Look at the graph though. So, yep, there we go. Yeah. So it's basically bridged a lot of gap. And now I'm going to take you behind the scenes to look at this one. So these are the accounts that are running on the trade copy on FXTM, the server level trade copy, not just any trade copy. It's called FXTM Invest. You can check out links in the video description. All right, this is the this is one of the accounts that. All right, this account started on 300. He is now in a $51 profit. This dude is on 23, is on 45, 24, 43, 14. A lot of it depends on when they join the system though. It's 10, 45. That's why sometimes it doesn't really commensurate the amount. And sometimes you're wondering why, like for this one just started. This one towards the end, I think there was one person is a negative. This one's a small negative. This one's a small negative. They probably just started. Now I want to show you something interesting here. Lifetime profit share, 19. All right, what's that all about? So I mean, like for the PAMM, for the FXTM Invest, there obviously is management commission. But what's good for you about this management commission is that all this, right? By the way, the profit is actually more than this. Did you know that it's more than this? Because how they calculate an FXT Invest is net of, if all the open trades were closed, what would be the current profit amount? So that's basically what it is. It's like your mutual fund. You can't see what's going behind the scenes, and you only get to see what is the value if you close it now. So between one week and the next, it can be very different. Like last week, we had a fair bit of drama with the USD going like berserk, and at the same time we had Euro. Even though Euro had bad figures, it was strengthening tremendously against Aussie, and now it's finally turning around. So like that was a very dramatic week. And so between last week, that we had people messaging like, hey, it's been like, this amount of time. Why does it seem about the same? Well, I said, what you need to look at is the close profit, because every one of you who gets in an FXT invest, you get to see what is your close trades profit, your trading history. You can't see the open trades, but you can see the trade history, and then that will let you know that we're actually covering new ground. So, um, for instance, like right now, if we go over here, you can see that the equity, right? So over there, all the stats is based on the equity. The like the balance has grown, and I mean, what the goal is to keep profiting, so that like, okay, if for example, floating loss, depending on week by week basis, is usually between like 3 and like 9%. Okay, sometimes goes up to 10 if there's like some economic surprises. It's beyond our control. But when it happens, obviously there are ways to mediate it. Like for example, I'll step in to reduce the number of open trades to minimize risk. and uh, and let's say if there are any profitable bigger positions, I'll use that to offset some of the small losing positions, so we don't need to have so many trades open at the same time. But ultimately, the goal is that once we are past that initial 1 month, 2 month, we would constantly have our equity above the starting capital, which, as you can see, starting capital on this account, I mean, because on V1 it was 7,800, on V2 it is 89, because we migrated from V1 to V2. So we're gonna have the equity the goal is that like after the 1 or 2 month mark, equity will always and should always be above the starting balance amount. And that's when anyone who's on FXTM Invest will see that we're actually making progress. Um, for those on FX Primus PAM, uh, going great. Okay, like you guys get to see what's going on. Um, you guys get to see like open trades, closed trades, so that's a lot better position. So, but some people are wondering, should we go in for the FXTM Invest, or should we go in for the FX Primus PAM? FX Primus has better spreads, way better spreads, like world of difference. Okay, literally, I wouldn't say it's like half, but significantly less. It's by like 30% less spread, 35% less on spread. So you save a lot on spread. Execution is the same. Okay, both are like top quality ECNs, but the FX Primus spread is way better than FXTM Invest. However, for those of you who are looking to start out small, okay, to test it out, or maybe some of you are from places in the world that you can't afford to invest too much, um, FXTM Invest allows you to start with like 100, which is not going to make you much. But for some of you out there, if you're in a third world country, I mean that could help. But for some of you as well, if you just want to test, well, you can actually test out FXTM Invest and go off the FX uh, Primus. Once you're ready to play serious. FX Primus, the minimum starting is like 500. Um, but if you want to see what's going on behind the scenes, I would definitely recommend FX Primus PAM instead. For FXT Invest, yes, the starting capital is lower, but you really need to let it run for at least a month